So I'm attempting to make another one of these videos, and I'm going to try and not have such a lisp in my voice so I don't sound like this all the time. Okay, so this is the AMD build, and what this build is meant for is not throwing in a really good graphics card in the beginning. It's more for upgrading down the line and having it for the long term. Maybe you want to throw a 780 in there, a 750, or R9 260X or 70X. Maybe even throw some more RAM in there, but for now, let's hop right into it. So since we're not going to go with a CPU for this build, we're going to go with an APU. It's going to be the AMD A10 Kaveri. Clocked at 3.7 gigahertz and having R7 graphics built in. It's going to be able to run Far Cry 3, which comes with it as a free game download, and with our motherboard we also get a free Battlefield 4 to test the graphics. And as of right now, it is $185. It is pretty pricey if you're thinking if it is a CPU. But since it is an APU, you're basically paying for a $100 CPU and an $80 GPU, all combined into one that can run Battlefield 4 and Far Cry 3, mostly anything that you can put on it. When I saw this motherboard, I thought this is the most future-proof thing that I found all day. It is the MSI A88X G43. It has 4 places for DDR3 RAM, 2 PCIe slots, and 2 PCI slots, and VGA, HDMI, USB 3, USB 2. This is just a very killer motherboard, and it's going to be great for the build. And for the RAM, we're going to go with Kingston HyperX Black 8GB. One of the reasons I'm going with this type of RAM is that it is on sale, and this is only for a limited time, but this RAM is low profile, so in case you want to slap on a aftermarket CPU cooler, this will be perfect. This RAM is also clocked at 1600 megahertz, so don't expect it to be disappearing anytime soon. Now, the next thing that I'm going to show is optional. This is for if you do not have an accessible Ethernet slot. It is for wireless connection to routers. There's not too much to say about it, but I'll leave a link in the description for those of you who need it. Now, the next two things, depending on what your money scheme is, if you're going to use Ethernet, you can knock about $50 off the price tag. But the next two things I'm about to show you can upgrade or leave out. But the first thing is going to be storage. Storage is very personal, and at this day and age, SSDs are booming, and the Western Digital Caviar Blues are sort of falling behind. But what I'm doing is I'm just going to throw in a Caviar Blue 1 terabyte just because it's reliable and you can put games on it and it just works. But if you want an SSD that's lightning fast but you won't get enough storage, then feel free to upgrade that down the line. Now, a disk drive is also very personal, but I'm just going to throw in an Asus DRW, $20 disk drive, because if you're going to not put the OS on a USB, you can just put the disk right in there. Or you could take it out and maybe get a bigger SSD or a bigger hard drive or a black drive. I don't know. Now for power supplies, I'm just going to put in a Corsair CX430. Very reliable power supply. Very good for what we're going to do with this build. You can slap in any graphics card you want and it will work. But for now, CX430. And on to another very personal thing, the case. The case that I put in the build is an NZXT Source 210. It is very sort of blandish, but it gets the job done. It is all black and aluminum. But if you're going to want to get a better looking case, have the price range be around $40 because that's what the Source 210 costs. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you did not enjoy it, please make 6 different accounts and dislike this video and flag it for copyright and just take the joy that I get from making these videos. Thank you.